Hey everybody, Aaron here. Welcome back to another anime review. Today we look at My Hero Academia's second season, episode 25, or 38 if you're looking on Crunchyroll, which also means we are at the end of the second season, so I'll be talking about the whole season in this review. Now, first and foremost, the good news is that we're getting a third season, which was confirmed at the end of this episode. I'm super happy about that. That made my morning. Really, that was such a cool thing to see. Now, let's first talk about this week's episode, and then we will talk about the whole season. Which, by the way, will be pretty fast, because I really probably don't have very much to say that's negative about the show, to be honest with you. Now, first and foremost, on one hand, Tomura and Deku, that whole sequence of events between them was so tension-filled, and I loved it. I think that was probably one of the cooler moments of the season in terms of just kind of giving you this weird tension and vibe, having them, kind of discuss each other's issues, and more so discuss how Tomura plans on becoming stronger than All Might and becoming stronger than the hero killer, etc. And it was very interesting on how that kind of led things to our climax, which obviously was Deku talking about the end of his first year. At the same time, we have the kind of talk of, All Might versus All for One, and this time wanting to stop him with his detective friend. Like this time, they want to bring him to an end. They know they can't let him go again and get away. So it sets up nice for a third season. It really does, and in a good way that it kind of also leaves you at this point that you don't feel like you are now on the edge of your seat waiting for another season. It's like you can now take a breath and relax while you wait for a third season to come out. But my biggest issue with this week's episode comes in the form that, it's a lot of rehashed content. And maybe you don't understand what I mean by that, because I'm not saying like, oh, you see re-images of the same things over and over again. No, not really that. More so, all the themes that we saw in this week's episode were themes that we've seen in the continuation of the season so far. We've seen them talk about All for One. We've seen the beginning of the League of Villains kind of form. We've seen what Tomura's feelings are towards the hero killer and All Might. We've seen this already, and even the tension we saw with Deku and him didn't do much for me, because it's like, great, it was a good, impactful moment, but at the same time, it's been done already. That's why I feel like, in comparison to a lot of the shows that have been ending this season, this is probably one of the weaker finales, to be honest with you guys and girls. And I know some of you might kind of disagree with me, and hey, listen, if you do, feel free to put in the comments why you disagree, but to me, it's because of that kind of rehashing and not really anything feeling of being anything new for an ending. It's like, yeah, I understand why they did this way, but at the same time, I feel like they could have done it a different way and maybe left it on a better note to end it on. But that's just me. Like I said, it doesn't mean that the episode was bad by any means. It just means that I didn't like it as much as I would have hoped to like it. Now, that being out of the way, let's talk about the whole second season as a whole of My Hero Academia. So, with any second season, what's very important with it is that it must adhere to this, in my mind, it must adhere to this kind of rule, where if it's popular, if it's been well known, if it's been loved, and it's getting a second season in the first place, it should have a bigger budget and more production value. In general, it should just be a lot better than the first season. And My Hero Academia's second season did that to the letter. It made a series that was already awesome 10 times better than before, and that is incredible to me. I think that a lot of people that are watching this probably agree with me on that, where you can tell that they really put a lot more effort into this second season, and you can even notice it when they have flashbacks in the various parts of the story, where you see the first season of animation versus the second season. You're like, holy crap, what? This was only like a year and a half ago that this came out, and now it looks like this. That's awesome. So kudos for that. So right away out of the way, I'm not going to even talk about the animation, because the animation was just incredible and beautiful. In terms of the story, the second season was mostly perfect to me. I'll be honest with you, mostly perfect. Only one or two episodes, maybe three at the most, were kind of weak, but they weren't that bad. So it's like, okay, so it wasn't that great. We did have an anime-only episode, which a lot of people had issues with. I kind of understand why. That was the one that focused more on Froppy and stuff like that, and it wasn't bad per se, but it also wasn't that great. And this week's episode wasn't that great to me, so it's like, okay, that's, it's not a big deal, but because it's subjective. Like, someone will love this episode and be like, oh, what are you talking about? This episode was perfect. And then other people might be like me and say this episode was garbage or horrible or not that great, etc. Like I said, not exactly like me, I should say. Probably a better way of saying that, because I don't think it's garbage. I just think it wasn't that great for a finale. But you know what? My Hero Academia second season as a whole shows me why I still love the shonen genre. Many people don't know shonen genre is not my top like 3 choices of genres, but it's definitely my top 5 because I've grown up with shonen. You know, it's the thing is that people like that are watching anime now or getting into anime now, you know, would love to say that they're shonen masters because they watch everything shonen like One Piece, etc. I grew up when Shonen Jump first came out. Like, that was during my generation. And I started reading Shonen Jump when I was like a teenager, basically even younger than that. And I saw everything that was in it. I used to see Dragon Ball. I used to see, you know, things like Yu Yu Hakusho. Even, you know, you had Yu-Gi-Oh, which people are like, wait, Yu-Gi-Oh is Shonen Jump? Yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh is in Shonen Jump. It was more of the later stuff, but it was in Shonen Jump. But I grew up with Shonen Jump. So for me, Shonen has always been a big thing in the anime world for me because I've seen a decent amount of shonen. I'm not saying I've seen everything because obviously there's like a lot. Even in terms of reading, I've read a lot of shonen, but I don't think I've read even close nearly what everything is available. But I have a decent judge of shonen genre, and to me, My Hero Academia probably is my favorite shonen of all time, to be honest with you. That used to be held by Yu Yu Hakusho. I love Yu Yu Hakusho. I know some people might go, well, rewatch Yu Yu Hakusho. I did rewatch some of it recently. And yes, it does have some age to it, obviously, because it's an old show that came out in the 90s. But it's still awesome. And especially some of the major fights during the later arcs, they're still incredible even now. But My Hero, this second season blew me away, and I'll just say right now that it was nearly perfect. It really was. And that's why, if I had to rate it between an A through F, I give it a solid A. I'm not going to give it an A+, because I don't think it was perfect. So probably on Mal, I'd probably get a 9 or 10. You know, something like, well, 10 is perfect. Yeah, 10 is a perfect score, but it's also like, I probably won't. I'd probably give it like a 9 realistically. Probably sit on it more. I'd be like, 9's probably perfect for it. But you know what? I would love to hear, what did you guys think about this second season? What did you think about this week's episode? I would love to hear in the comments below. Tell me. As always, guys and girls, if you like these reviews, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, share the videos around, check out my Patreon for various awards, etc. And I will talk to you guys later today when I have like other reviews today. As always, guys and girls, until our paths cross again in the next review, have a good one, everyone. I'm going to see if I can go lay down. I'm tired. Goodbye, everyone. God bless you.